again, just a glimpse, I think, of why the Badgers were picked by the coaches to win the conference. I think we were seeing on Wednesday night just exactly how good they could be.
Tiffany Clark will start it off for the Badgers. Badgers wearing their scarlet tops. Nebraska in the home whites, and right away we've seen this so many times throughout this year with Nebraska. Miscommunication in the back, and they have some serving targets back there.
They do. And I think it's something they need to work on, and they have to be good at this evening to be able to be in this match. They have to be consistent, spread the ball around, and set all their hitters, but that starts with the pass.
And you saw Wisconsin leads the Big Ten in aces per match, at aces per set at 1.9. Tiffany Clark with her 10th there as Jazz Sweet gets the kill.
We saw a lot from Johnny Parker on the right side against Penn State against Wisconsin, so I think we're going to see a lot on the right side of the court this evening from Nebraska.
So Nebraska opens up with Megan Miller with the service line. Haggerty with the swing. Was there a touch? No. Swing is long. Point for Nebraska. Choices up front right now for Hilly are, of course, Duello and the outstanding middle, Dana Retke. When they're in system, they will go to Retke. Haggerty with the tip. Great tip by Haggerty to switch it up.
That's nice vision by her, and starting off just being smart. She had one hitting error early, and she says, okay, now let me be smart with my game. Defender super, super deep down the line. I'm just going to tip over the top to score.
We'll talk about tough serving. Here is Izzy Ashburn. Leads the team with 23 aces on the year. And you can see it put Nebraska out of system right away. Haggerty powers through the block. 2 kills for Haggerty early on.
It starts with a ball that's not perfectly passed, but they were able to save it. Calls a free ball opportunity on the other side of the court. This is exactly what Wisconsin's looking to do, is to get them out of system as much as possible to force something better on their side of the net.
Nebraska's freshman, Kubik pushes it over, and Maddie Kubik on her first swing gets the kill. Both of these teams known for their tough serving. And here is Kubik. Sun tried the line, good one handed up. And the kill out of system, but still a kill for Retke. Nebraska led by its 20th year head coach, John Cook. 4 national titles. You see his record with Nebraska, 88% winning percentage. Line try there, wasn't there for Loberg. Nice coverage there to keep it alive by the Badgers. And here's a bump set out to Lexi Sun. Good, up by Haggerty. Off the tooling of the block, and a kill by Grace Loberg, who's coming off 21 kills against Penn State.
Man, this is a big dig by Haggerty. You see that Retke and Hilly got caught. She's on the right side of the court, and Hilly's in the middle. And Haggerty was right behind her, lined up perfectly to make this play to allow them to score. And
right off the big dig, Haggerty comes back with the ace. So 2 aces early on for the Badgers. There's a look at Molly Haggerty, who originally had committed to play at Nebraska. She would have been part of the Lauren Stivrins class. Both have redshirted, both juniors now. And speaking of Stivrins, right inside the line.
So when Nebraska can pass, they can get the ball to Stivrins, and she can hit over the top and around the block, but they have to be able to pass this ball so she can score. She's too big of a threat to not be able to use consistently throughout the match.
It's a nice bump set there by Hilly to get Retke to swing, and then off of Hilly goes Lexi Sun. She certainly been much better this year.
She has. She's gotten better and better over the course of time as well. But this perfect pass there that Hames is able to pick off at the top of the net allows her to be one-on-one on the outside to score.
Sun coming off that Rutgers match in which she had 12 kills on 14 swings, hit 800. That's the best in conference this year.
Yeah, those are silly numbers. Those are just silly numbers.
No errors in that 12 for 14 performance by Nebraska's Lexi Sun. Upset for Sun, not much to do with that, so she drops it right in the campfire. Badgers head coach is Kelly Sheffield in his 7th season. Former Big Ten Coach of the Year back in 2014 when they won that Big Ten title. Fastest Badger coach to win 100 in a career, and just earlier this year, he moved into 2nd place all time in career wins at Wisconsin. You know who he passed?
Who he passed?
John Cook.
Is that right? That's a nice solid block for Nebraska. These are the plays that Wisconsin needs when they're out of system, their pins, to be good, out of smart, take high swings deep in the court and off the hands.
Nicklin Hames, the sophomore out of Maryville, Tennessee. Tough serve by Hames. Rolled into the middle. Good up by Kubik. Aggressive swing in the middle and the kill by Grace Loberg.
What I love by that play, Lexi Sun hits a roll shot in the middle of the court. Loberg comes in, just stays in there. She hits an inside set. She gets a good approach and is able to score. She doesn't try to get all the way outside on a set that she wouldn't be able to swing at.
8-7 here early on, but the out-of-system game in favor of the Badgers right now. Schwarzenbach with the kill. They run the quick. She was able to get a hand on it.
Serving for your Huskers, Lexi Sun.
So Lexi Sun has a tough serve, especially across the court. The ball just moves and drops a little bit. See if she targets Haggerty here, goes down the line.
Loberg again. So she's picking up right where she left off. 3 kills early on for Loberg.
So Sun, nice serve, gets a little bit out of system, but Hilly puts up a beautiful ball. I think that's what we haven't talked about enough over the last few matches, how good Hilly is right now, setting balls that are off the net, getting her hitters in a good position to swing.
Rolled by Haggerty, found the open floor. And Nebraska parted ways for the kill.
Yeah, I think Lexi Sun just kind of assumed that Knuckles was going to step in there and get that. She shifted over. Man, I hate to see a play like that. Ball just hit the floor clean.
There's an interesting stat early on, Salima. Nebraska hitting 500 in the match. But because they're out of system so much, they're trailing 10-9.
That's right. And that's exactly what you're seeing.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. It's so crucial and it's so cliche, but you got to be in system to score. Unless you have just absolute beasts on the left that can score at will all the time, you need to be in system.
I think you mentioned it earlier, but it's one of those things that the top programs inside this conference, they slowly and continually every year get better at those 2 elements as the season goes on, serving and passing.
You do. You work on it all the time, and you're only going to get better. The beautiful dig by Knuckles. She comes flying in here with one arm, creates this opportunity. That ball's high in the air, allows them to score out of system.
Knuckles serving. Out of system again. Free ball here for Nebraska. Hames, a lot of choices. We'll go back to Lexi, check that to Jazz Sweet, and Jazz Sweet gets the kill on the right side. 3-zip Nebraska run.
You know, the thing that Sweet has been doing, she's been hitting all areas of the court. You saw her earlier hit a strong shot cross court in the middle of the block. This one, she's tooling down the line. I think her array of shots has gotten bigger and bigger as we've seen her play over the course of the season already.
Just long on the serve by the freshman Knuckles. Tiffany Clark now back to serve again for the Badgers. 11-11 here in set number 1 in Lincoln.
See if she goes after that seam between Kubik and Sun.
A pass by Kubik in system, and Stivrins gets the kill.
So that is a beautiful pass by Kubik. Perfect pass, right on the money, allows them to run the middle, and that's exactly what they want to do.
First kill of the match, first swing of the match for Stivrins. Megan Miller serves for Nebraska. On the slide, Retke. Good up by Sun. Tried to push it down the line, looking for deep corner, didn't find it. Team's doing a nice job sighting out here early.
You know, they are. That's, you know, it's because they're kind of pretty controlled with their serve pass game. It's not all over the place right now. So if they can handle the ball and serve receive, they can side out all right. Of course, as I say that.
You're right. And somehow the bump set from Miller finds the pin right where Kubik can do something with it.
That was a beautiful set by Miller, right where she wanted it to be. Gave her a lot of room to swing. And a smart swing by Kubik, tooling off to the side of the block.
Kubik, another one. Gonna go off the hand. Did not. Hit wide, and the Badgers on the floor looking at Kelly Sheffield and saying, we believe that got a hand. And Kelly Sheffield is deciding whether or not to challenge. Here's another look.
Yeah. I think he's still thinking about it. He's over there, and then he backed away from it.
I think based on the quick replay we saw, it looked like it went over the hands.
Yeah.
Tough serve by Kubik. Good up. Back to Sun again. Sun just inside that block. And another kill for Lexi Sun, who has 3 now in the match. And it's a 3-0 Nebraska run. We've got a timeout here in Lincoln, 15-12, and a good one between in set number 1. And the numbers for Nebraska right now, impressive in terms of hitting percentage.
Yeah, you're going to win a lot of matches doing this. See if they can sustain.
Right.
But it's a nice start for Nebraska right now.
And Nicklin Hames doing a nice job distributing, as you see multiple players with at least 2 kills for Nebraska here early on. Stivrins with the cover there, back to Sun again. And Molly Haggerty destroys that on the left side.
Big plays on that side of the net. This is just controlled ball by Clark. Look at that ball, is right on the money. She doesn't have to move anywhere. Perfect set to the outside that allows Haggerty to hit this ball down the line.
Off the top of the block. Stivrins on the slide. Loberg got a hand on it, but it then fell to the floor. Stivrins with her second kill.
This is a nice play here. A little bit inside the court. She has to reach inside for that play, but snuck it through the block. And hey, as long as it hits the floor, that's a point.
Check that. Stivrins now 3 kills on 3 swings. She's hitting 1,000. Retke on the slide. Schwarzenbach got a hand on it, but Retke picks up the kill, and that is her second of the match.
Yeah, I think Nebraska's working on some strategy, trying to get Retke out of this by serving this ball down on the right side of the court instead of at Loberg like you're seeing before. But they're still able to set her, and she can score. It's a tough ball from that angle for a setter to set a slide.
Free ball here for the Badgers. Loberg takes advantage. 4 kills on 10 swings for Grace Loberg, junior out of Geneva, Illinois, coming off that career-high 21 against Penn State. She hit .486 in getting those 21 kills. No touch, and it's long there from Schwarzenbach, and we are even now at 16. So out of that timeout, Badgers on a 5-1 run.
Yeah, it's a tough serving by the Badgers. This is a notoriously tough serving team, and man, you have to be able to handle the ball to stay in system, especially against a team like Wisconsin.
Sun with another kill. Nicklin Hames, one of the co-captains on this Husker squad, back to serve now for Nebraska. John Cook talks a lot about the improvement of Nicklin Hames year over year. Said last year so many times as that tip is wide in Point, Nebraska. Talked about so many times the pass would dictate the set for Hames. Doing a much better job this year, getting her feet to the ball and getting the ball in the right place.
For sure, and it takes time for setters to settle in, to find their rhythm with a team, and especially as a young setter, and they just get better and better. And
so
Nebraska looking here to continue to serve that side of the court.
As a former setter yourself, and you coach setters as well, what's the most difficult transition for those who are coming from the high school level or the club level, even at a high level, into college?
You know, it's not usually technique. It's understanding where to set the ball, who to set when. At this level, there's so many nuances, and there's so many differences that can make a big difference in the match, and you just have to, it takes time. It takes time to figure it out.
Reading the other side of the net's important, huh?
It's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. You thinking about me or you? I'm sorry. Schwarzenbach into the net. Back to.
See if Nebraska can hold down the passing here.
The system again, and Jazz Sweet swings long, and the Badgers have taken the lead 19-18, and Nebraska's hitting percentage, which we talked about just moments ago, was at 500, has dropped all the way to below 300 now. Check that. That's Lexi Sun on the right side with the kill for the Huskers.
That's a big swing and a side out. That pass was a good pass, but it was a little fast, and Hames just had to fire it back there as quickly as she could. So lucky to have Lexi back there, able to take a big swing.
Yeah, tough serve there by Sun. What a nice job to readjust by Loberg off a nice set by Hilly to go behind her.
I think Wisconsin's doing a nice job handling the ball, but then being smart with where they're going with it. Not just forcing things to the outside or saying, I'm just going to set this ball because that's where the pass dictates. Laying it back there for her to swing at. It's a perfect set.
Good up by Clark. Bump set right at the net, something Jazz Sweet puts away.
It's a nice play by Knuckles, just keep this ball alive. And then Hames says, I'm throwing this back there. But the best part about this is Sweet getting her feet to the ball. She gets all the way inside the court, feet to the ball, that's the key. Able to score.
Haggerty, Nebraska got a hand on it. Looked like Stivrins. And then the touch. Sweet will get another swing. Nebraska scrambling, but keeping it alive as Kubik rolls it over. Upset out of system to Haggerty. Had an opening and just went long on the swing by Sweet. And John Cook looks like he might challenge. And he is.
Team's asking for it, so they were pretty sure. Good job by the team and the assistant coach. So if they keep serving zone one, that's kind of in that right back area of the court. To jam up things in the middle and on the right, force them to set the ball outside, or at least keep them off balance.
Pass. Oh, nice tip. That was Danielle Hart with the tip right at the net. Her first kill of the match.
Perfect pass by Clark, a little tight. Billy reaches it. Everybody saves it at the net, so they weren't serving the ball down the line anymore.
Overpass. Put down. I'm not sure if Haggerty or Retke got the hand on it, but nonetheless, point for the Badgers, and they're 3 away from set number 1.
Another tough serving run.
Now 5 lead changes. Point for Wisconsin, Nebraska in the net. Boy, it looked like it was about to be 4 touches, and Stivrins reached over to put it down, and maybe a bit too hungry.
Got super excited, and she was frustrated.
Yeah.
Like, I am
2 away here in set number 1 from taking the first one on the road against the number 2 ranked Huskers.
That's all a result of the tough serving from Wisconsin. They are serving him out of system. They're getting him in trouble. They're taking swings they don't want to take. They're making some errors, unforced errors. And this is what's dangerous about Wisconsin. When they get on a roll serving, it's tough to handle. Let's see if Clark goes after Sun again, see if she can get that ball to drop on her a little bit.
Point for the Badgers, 4-zip run, and they are 1 away. And again, the passing of Nebraska, serving of Wisconsin that led to the point.
And you know, they could scoot their passes up a little bit, maybe look at an adjustment, that ball's dropping. We're seeing a sub here.
So Capri Davis into the game for Nebraska. In for Kubik in the back row.
And what this allows is their libero to move to the center of the court. So it's a nice move by Coach Cook there, trying to get some passing to steady things out.
Stivrins. Good pass, good set. Stivrins terminates.
So again, this was more of a passing sub, even though Capri Davis came in for Kubik. It was a passing sub to move the libero in the middle of the court so they could set the middle.
Haggerty line up by Miller. Bump set out to Davis. Davis off the top of the block. Little roll shot, closes it out. Molly Haggerty with the kill. Haggerty with 5 kills along with Loberg. Those 2 led the Badgers, so the Pins doing their job here. And if you look at Nebraska's 3 big hitters, I mean, Sun, Sweet, and Stivrins, they have 14 kills as well. They also have 2 hitting errors, and they've done it on about 30 swings. So the hitting percentages of the 3 big hitters for both teams are about the same. I thought Wisconsin served a little tougher. Nebraska didn't stay in system as much.
Yeah, that's exactly right, because the numbers don't always tell the whole story. It's hard to, we don't have the passing numbers in front of us, but you can eyeball it and see what was going on.
Overpass there, speaking of passing numbers. And Alexi Sun puts the overpass away. That's her 6th kill of the match on no errors. She's hitting .429. Good, pull that back, free ball here. Nebraska even out of system off the free ball. Point for Wisconsin as Nebraska called into the net. For being in the net. There's Izzy Ashburn, the freshman out of Dayton, Minnesota. Champlain Park High School, same high school as Sydney Hilly. And she's very high error, but also high ace as well. 23 aces, 23 errors coming in.
Yeah, man, her ball is so tough to pass. When I watch them practice, it barely crosses the top of the tape. It just drops on you. It's a tough serve, but with that, you're going to get a couple errors.
She is a setter / right side for the Badgers. A good tip by Retke right into the donut.
Now this is a tight pass, or a tight set, that she has to tip. And you'd think on the other side of the court they'd be able to see this, recognize it a little bit earlier, and crash in the middle of the court. Those are the easy balls that you need to pick up. and take advantage of, gobble up so you can transition out of it.
Kubik blasts away, and that goes off of the block, and they can't keep it in. Point Nebraska.
That's what they need. That is a nice swing by Kubik. She's high over the top of the block down the line. Haggerty was dead center and had to really lay out and try to make that play. Maybe if she shaded down the line a little bit more, she'd have it. But they're in a certain defense that keeps her in the middle of the court.
On the slide, Retke again. What could be said about Dana Retke that hasn't been said already?
I don't know. I don't have any more words. I've watched them a lot this year. And she's fast, she's high, she has a good arm. I mean, this ball isn't even hit that hard.
Did you mention she's tall?
She's tall. She is tall. But it's not just her height, man.
Yeah, you're right.
She is so good and smooth. I love watching her play.
It's interesting to ask opposing, because obviously, you know, Kelly Sheffield sees her every day in practice. Another point there for the Badgers. Interesting to ask other coaches around the league, you know, who does Retke remind you of? And Hugh McCutcheon, Minnesota, says, you know, I can't tell you that she reminds me of another college player I've ever seen. There are a few European players that he has seen overseas that, you know, are similar, but she has just been, in her first 2 years in Madison, so dominant. Of course, National Freshman of the Year, 2-time All-American, an opportunity to be a 3-time first-team All-American this year. Just been phenomenal.
Yeah, you found a lot to talk about, man. There's so much to say. We can keep talking about her. But, I mean, she's really done it herself. She's put in the work. You know, you talk to Coach Sheffield. She wants to be great. She early on wasn't even sure about, you know, how good am I? How good can I be? And she's finding that out.
Big block on that right side. Stiveren's got a hand on the swing by Loberg. Yeah, that's the amazing, you know, obviously athletic ability has a lot to do with it. She was a big dancer when she was younger, so had coordination there, but not playing volleyball until you're a freshman year in high school. And you're now, you know, a 2-time All-American first team through 2 years. It's just, you know, her rapid progress has been amazing.
It's pretty cool. It's a nice swing by Hart, and with a perfect pass that allowed them to set that slide. They want to work that right side of the court as much as they possibly can.
Kubik with another kill, tools the block of Madison Blowo, and she will go back to serve now.
Such nice vision by Kubik. She sees the court, she sees the outside hand of the block, and is able to tool it. She's an impressive player. Impressive player.
For just a freshman, big upside for Maddie Kubik. Right down the pipe and the kill for the Badgers.
We saw a good bit of this against Penn State on Wednesday night, where they just have Dwella come in for the two ball. I mean, these coaches always joke, hey, that might be the most underrated set of the entire game. Just lay it up there in the middle of the court. Blockers have to make a decision. You saw the pin blockers go to the pins, and she's one-on-one.
That is a big swing by Lauren Stivrens.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, man. She gets on this so fast. Look how quick she is. Look at her arm. That's not fast motion, is it, guys? That is unbelievable.
Hey, guys, I was a first-team All-American, too, says Lauren Stivrens. Kill in the middle by Hart. Even at 7. Back to serve now for the Badgers goes Tiffany Clark.
Right now we're seeing the passing game be fairly steady. I don't want to speak too soon. Both teams are hitting in the 500s right now because they're passing well. That's what they need to do.
What a turn by Kubik beyond the 10-foot line.
I love these plays. As a setter, you just want to set this up where you have someone going outside, you got the slide going, catching blockers, going the opposite direction. We call it just parting the seas. Just let her come up the middle out of the back row. That's a big swing by Kubik.
Good up by Knuckles. Back to Sun. What a great up on the diving play by Hilly. And Wisconsin with the point thanks to that great up by Sydney Hilly.
This pancake, she just stretches out for it, times it perfectly. They transition a nice swing that creates some issues on the other side of the court, forces them to make an error.
Jazz Sweet tools the block for another kill. Sweet now with 6 kills in the match. She's hitting above 450. .500 is what Sweet is hitting now. On the slide, Retke catches the top of the block. Kubik with another chance. Good up by Clark. Point for the Badgers. Volleyball family for Molly Haggerty. Older sister Megan played at Nebraska. Older sister Maddie started at Nebraska, went to Central Florida, finished a career at Michigan State.
I've seen a lot of Haggertys in my day.
That's right. Sweet and Schwarzenbach with the block.
That was a nice block. They were there, they were set. This is a low ball. They need this energy right now and this momentum to force Nebraska forward. They need to have some solid blocks, solid touches on the block so the defense can play around them.
Great up by Knuckles. Lucky that time, not down. Stivrins. An appreciative crowd here in Lincoln.
There's some big plays on both sides of the net. Knuckles slays out for the ball here. And they're able to transition and score. And what you didn't see earlier, you saw earlier, we didn't replay, is the double block. They're sending 2 blockers with Retke, so they're getting some very nice touches on her right now. She's able to sneak that one through, but Stivrins is just going. They're sending 2 blockers, serving down the line, saying, hey, just go. Go with her so we can slow her down a little bit and transition to score.
After the kill now, Retke is back to serve. Impressed with that last set by Hilly. Sweet with the kill off the touch.
Sweet just doing her job. Coming in the front row, blocking some balls. Kill on the left, couple kills on the right. And that's what they need from her. They need to have somebody else that can score when they're not passing well.
So back in now for Nebraska is Capri Davis. Good tip.
Smart
Danielle
tip.
Hart again.
Yeah, smart tip by Hart. You'll see Knuckles super deep. And she just barely touches this ball. Barely touches it, drops it over the top of the ball.
One-on-one. Smart play by Capri Davis. Probably all she could do with it as well. A little tight to the net, but still a smart play.
Bit of a tight set here. Nice pass. And Hames does a nice job getting her one-on-one. She's just a little too tight, but she gets it through. Sees the open part of the court. Another one coming in, doing her job, leaving, getting a point, going back out.
With both of these teams hitting at a high percentage for the match. As Kubik with the service error. Nebraska's hitting in the match 362, Wisconsin 316 in this set. Nebraska at 471, Wisconsin 375.
Yeah, it's impressive offensively, but both teams need to step it up defensively, wouldn't you say? I mean, I think it's a transition game. They need to block more balls and transition after they make these big digs that we keep showing.
Well, especially for a couple of teams that are among the best in the league at holding opponents' hitting percentage down.
Right.
Nebraska at 144, Wisconsin, I believe, in the league at 142.
That's right.
Checking into the game for your Huskers,
First look at Aneska Zabo as we get the double substitution here for Nebraska. Duella will come in to set, or to serve in the first and then set out of the back row. Zabo comes in the front row to give more attacking options here for Nebraska. The purpose of this double switch, how does it help Nebraska?
Well, it gives them a bigger block, and that's the number one part of the game. Allows them to have someone that can serve tough. You know, I think Drenwick does a nice job serving tough, but that's what they're trying to do, and maybe just feel it out. They've been doing it in this rotation a lot over the last few matches. Get a sense of, can we do this a little bit more if we need to flip to it in another rotation maybe, but right now that's it. Kind of gives you a bigger block and a different type of defense. And 3 attackers.
Right.
And 3 attackers.
Good pass by Kubik. Nice up in the back row by Loberg. Bump set out to Lexi's son. She got between the block in a hurry.
Big swing by Son.
It has been a fans, I'm sure.
I love the pups. Keep the puppies coming.
Pip and Addie are watching.
I need my dog. Where's George?
Out of the timeout here. Point for the Badgers. That will send Izzy Ashburn to the service line. We've talked about Ashburn this year. Pulled back in, good pass. Good decision there on the second touch by Hames, going behind her. Blockers didn't close.
No, I agree. That was a nice decision. She had both blockers kind of pinched in the court, flung it back there.
And that's what you were talking about earlier when you said it's one of the more difficult things to learn is reading the other side of the net and where the blockers are moving, who's having success, what are the matchups that you have.
It is. There's so much involved, and it takes some time to figure that out.
Haggerty gets the kill, tools the block there.
Haggerty having a nice evening so far, hitting 400. This is what they need to do. Wisconsin needs to have both pins, have some big nights.
Powered through by Grace Loberg.
Big swing off the top of the block.
6th kill by Loberg. She's hitting 188. And we are back to even. We've had 10 ties and 2 lead changes here in set number 2. I think we had double that, about 20 ties in set number 1. Out of the back row, has not cleared the tape. And the Badgers take the lead. So 3 straight here for Wisconsin.
That's tough. It's a big dig by Nichols and right to the setter, and you hope to transition out of that one. Looked like she was just running forward and wanted to fire it back there, and it just slipped right through. Better getting her hands on the ball. But I do think we don't talk about her a lot because the ball's just where it needs to be.
The kill to pull Nebraska back to within 1. Yeah, it's not easy when you come in as a freshman and you're replacing someone who will eventually be on the Olympic team and an all-Big Ten setter for a couple of years, and Lauren Carlini.
Yeah, I had to coach against her. She was a nightmare to coach against. But a fantastic human being.
So I believe she was Big Ten Setter of the Year back-to-back years as a sophomore and junior, and then Samantha Seliger-Swinson in Carlini's senior year was Setter of the Year of the conference. And then after that, it was Kelly Hunter, I believe, at Nebraska. So you talk about the level of setters in this conference. It's
setters in the conference have been all right over the years, I would say.
There's one back in the 90s. It was just, you know,
she's
average at Penn State, but aggressive off the top of the block by Kubik. Big swing for the Badgers. That's Hart again.
Big swing from a Retke Diggs. She's hanging out in the back row, just using her length, but not just her length, controlling this ball perfect to the target. Transition to score.
Nebraska pulls to within 1, and the Badgers go back-to-back on points to open up a 3-point lead, which was the largest lead of this set. Now Nebraska back to within 2 here late. This is the one thing that Wisconsin has done well lately, is late in matches, they don't let the moment get too big. They stay within, trust their training, and they're able to pull it out in the end. We saw that in set number 1. You saw it at Penn State midweek.
They've gotten much better at that, because I saw the opposite against Marquette, Baylor, where they just couldn't sustain, and now they're getting way better at doing that at the end of matches and sets.
Hart again on the slide. Hart with another kill. Hart goes behind very well.
She's got 2 blockers on her again. Nebraska with that strategy, they're sending 2 on a perfect pass to the slide attackers. They're still able to score, both of them.
Capri Davis between the block.
Big swing. That's a perfect pass by Miller. Keeps them in system. Hangs us right at the top of the tape. And man, that is a healthy swing by Davis. That's why it's nice to see when she comes in. She seems to always score when she comes in. She does her job.
Madison Duello puts the Badgers 3 away.
There it is again. There's that 2 ball. Just setting it, and that's just a ball that's just high in the middle of the court. You know, in old school verbiage, we would say how high it was above the top of the tape. So that 2 would be about 2 feet above the top of the tape. We'll get into that another time, but just every set has a different name, and that was kind of one of those.
Stivrins on the slide. Stivrins has had a nice match. She now has 8 kills on 9 swings, and the one time she didn't terminate it was an error. She's hitting 800.
Perfect set. They need her to score as much as possible when she's in the front row.
At a spark.
And you know what Duello does well? She sees the block. There's 2 blockers on the right side of the court. Now she goes in the other direction. So the first 2 swings were towards the right back, towards the setter and the right back, and then she goes towards the left back. Very good vision, smart player.
You saw the numbers on Duello, 5 kills, but as impressive as hitting above 600, and it looked like there was a touch called, and Kelly Sheffield is going to challenge that, as both of the Badgers on that right side block both immediately said, we did not touch.
Yeah, Duello said no, and she looked right at him, so.
Kelly Sheffield will challenge. Another look.
She presses hard into the cross here.
Again, very difficult to see. Oh, that's a better look at it.
Yeah, that's a pretty
good look.
Didn't look
like it touched at all. Yeah, I think the look right before this one was pretty apparent, that, and this probably will give us a good look too.
Yeah.
Clearly wide, so that's going to be overturned.
Quick. Yeah, should be pretty quick. So this will make up time for the last one, I think.
Our R2 is Michelle Prater, and she is on it very quickly, which would lead you to believe she thought it was fairly obvious.
See, we're crazy.
Wide, no touch. So that puts Wisconsin a point away from going up 2-0 here in Lincoln. Back in Lincoln, Nebraska at the Bob Devaney Sports Center, the Badgers a point away from going up on the second-ranked Huskers 2-0, and Boy, look at the difference between the last time these two played and this year in terms of each team's hitting percentage.
So that either says a lot about their defense last year or their offense this year.
Right.
So, I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is such a stark difference.
So Tiffany Clark back to serve for the Badgers. They will have 4 shots at this. Sun stops it on the first attempt. Set point number 2 coming up for Wisconsin. Nicklin Hames back to serve for Nebraska. To Haggerty. And Haggerty closes it out for Wisconsin. Molly Haggerty at the end of sets 1 and 2 gives the Badgers the win in each set. And Haggerty with 9.
If they're providing this from an out-of-system standpoint, if that makes sense.
Oh, we'll see what adjustments both teams made during that last intermission as the Badgers on top here. 2-0 in Lincoln. This has been a hotly contested matchup between these two teams over the last 8 meetings between the two. They each have won 4 over the last 8, but really the Badgers have won 4 of the last 6, but only one of those here in Lincoln.
It's hard to win here in Lincoln, I tell you.
These two teams will play a couple of times this season as the swing from Kubik just inside the line for the point, even at 1. They'll play tonight, and then they play again on November 24th. Last year, they played just 1 time during the year.
See another big swing out of system.
Yeah.
Balls pass, barely in front of the 10-foot line, a high bump set. And Kubik rips that ball across court.
Serve is wide. The service error for Nebraska. Neither team has been too high error from the line. That's the 4th. Make it 5th on Nebraska. The Badgers with just 1 service error to go with their 2 aces. Speaking of aces and errors, here's Izzy Ashburn. On the slide, the touch, and Retke with the kill.
This is a nice transition play. See here, a perfect ball by Clark. And Hilly putting up a beautiful set for Retke. Hard to stop when they're in system and controlling the ball.
Just long on the serve. Maddie Kubik now back to serve for Nebraska. Kubik out of West Des Moines, Iowa, Valley High School, West Des Moines Valley.
So she goes at Haggerty here and change it up a little bit in that seam.
Haggerty pulled inside, did not clear the tape on an out-of-system swing.
We're going to see Barnes try to squeeze Haggerty over there a little bit on that side of the court and take as much away from her as possible to free her up to hit.
Wisconsin. Checking into the game for the Badgers, number 21, Grace Loper. Back serving number 23, Molly.
Serving now is Haggerty. Bump set out to Lexi Sun. And Sun just inside that back line on a nice ball.
Man, that was beautiful timing by Sun, but a nice bump set by Hames. So you see Sunny just kind of waits, slow approach to fast, and finds that open area of the court. That deep third of the court, they always talk about is impossible to defend. Nice swing by Lexi.
Well, we said that neither team had been too high error, and Nebraska all of a sudden with 3 service errors here in this 3rd set. And now 7 service errors in the match for Nebraska. Pulled back in by Miller. Sun is pulled inside. Good adjustment by Sun to get a good swing on it and the kill.
Very nice adjustment by Sun. That ball drops all the way inside the court. See here, Hames just throws it up there and she gets her feet to the ball. And Dodge just doesn't have her body and hips all the way around facing the attacker. Her body's a little too flat to the net, and that ball goes into the crowd.
Sun, the first player in double-digit kills for either team. She's at 11 now. Good one-handed up and save by Kubik. Free ball. Off the top of the block. Good swing there by Loberg. Sun with the touch, and she has 12 kills. Make that 13 kills now for Sun.
And I like that she's mixing up her shots. So she takes some monster swings. Everybody knows that. But tip, catch them a little bit off balance. We got to find ways to score. And Alexis Sun's doing a nice job of that right now.
The tip try by Loberg did not quite clear the fingertips of Jazz Sweet, who gets the block.
Now, when a blocker sees a tip coming and they wait and kind of wait and throw that ball down, I mean, that's a beautiful play by Sweet there on the right side of the court.
Off the overpass, Sun picks up kill number 14. Nebraska on a 4-0 run, and a timeout will be taken by the Badgers. Kelly Sheffield, center, another sellout crowd of 8,000 plus, along with Salima Rockwell. I'm Larry Putney. Good to have you with us from here at the Devaney Center as we are in set number 3, and it has been all Badgers through the first 2 sets, especially late in both of the sets as they've held on to pull away and take sets 1 and 2. And out of the timeout, the kill by Hart.
That's a nice swing by Hart. I think that was off of 2 feet. That was just a high ball when they were out of system. She just stepped close, hits a high ball sharp cross court.
Off of the block. Kill by Jazz Sweet. That's one of those rare instances where you'll see Sweet swinging from the left side. Tougher for a lefty to swing over there.
It really is. Well, the ball has to travel all the way across her body, and it's hard to track, but she does a nice job of it. And hitting the line as well. She does that a couple times out of system.
8 service errors now on Nebraska. Huskers off to a quick start here in this third set, hitting 750, 6 kills on 8 swings with no errors. Off the block and another kill by Sweet.
Huskers are on the run again a little bit. It's a high ball out of system, and Sweet does a nice job finding the top of the block. And this is why they're all scoring in such high percentages. They're taking big swings, but smart swings.
Block did not get out to meet Hart, and Hart puts that away.
Another nice pass, but you'll see this is about 9 or 10 feet.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're in system.
Yeah.
I mean, they are. She keeps them in system. But it's not actually a perfect pass, which would be a little bit closer to the net. Really doing a nice job. Save your hitters.
Just the second service error, I think that third service error on the night for the Badgers. You know, Danielle Hart's had a nice evening. 8 kills, just 1 error on 12 swings. She's hitting above 580. Both of the middles for the Badgers have been effective. 17 kills between the two.
See if they go cross court here again.
Good pass. Great up by Miller. Good save by Stivrins. Haggerty will get an out-of-system swing, not down. 1-on-1. Nearly down by Stivrins, but what an up. That was Lauren Barnes with it up in the back. Nebraska trying to keep it alive, and they do. Out to Haggerty. Not down. Little joust at the net, and the Badgers get it. Best rally of the night.
What a rally.
Gets a fist pump out of Kelly Sheffield.
Unbelievable defense on both sides of the court.
Yeah, with 2 blockers on her, you would have liked her to see her push it out to the pin there, give an opportunity to swing. It's when in those scrambles, when you're so out of system consistently as Redkey gets the kill, just so important to try to stay as in system and in position as you can.
Well, and the other thing is trying to slow things down. When things are getting crazy and punched back and forth, it's like who can control this ball, slow it down a little bit to be able to score.
Badgers have come back to cut it to a 1-point Nebraska lead. Nebraska will take the timeout, 11-10. Huskers on top here in the third. Badgers of the strength of this. I mean, you can look at, power rankings and polls and national titles, but sending players to the next level where you are among the best of the best is one of the top indicators of the level of talent that you have in this league and the level of the quality of coaches and teams.
For sure. And that's the development of these players, these already talented players that come into these programs and get better and better every year and are able to translate that to the next level.
Nebraska gets the point out of that last timeout. Haggerty continues to just fire away from that left bin. She picks up another kill. She's now in double digits with 10, along with Dana Redkey. And she's hitting above 350. She has 10 kills on 22 swings with just 2 errors. Serve just long from Haggerty. Amy Dodge back in now for the Badgers. And the double substitution now for Nebraska as Duello will serve and set out of the back row, and Aneshka Szabo is in the front for Nebraska. Szabo will hit from the right side. A good swing there by Loberg to get outside the block and go line. Didn't get it down. A joust at the net. Bump set by Miller. Out to Szabo, and Szabo with a big block in front of her puts it away. Redkey on the block along with Loberg.
Tough play. They were hoping to score some points here defensively off a tough serve and then with a block, but they got themselves a little bit in trouble defensively, out of system, a couple of out-of-system plays, and Szabo had nowhere to go.
Second block here in this set for Wisconsin, just 3 in the match. So 2 of the 3 blocks for the Badgers have come here in the third. Very tough shot out of system by Sun, who got a good swing on it. Just digging the back row by Redkey. That's a big swing by Loberg. Loberg, coming off that 21 kill performance, she has 7 tonight.
I tell you, she has a heavy arm. You can hear it. We're way up top, but you can hear it from here when she takes a crack at the ball. It's a nice swing in the seam.
So into the game for Nebraska is another freshman, Riley Zune. Zune, a middle 6'5" freshman out of Fort Collins, Colorado. That's a great swing by Alexi Sun again. Sun now with 15 to lead Nebraska.
Big swing. She's doing everything she can to keep them in the lead, keep them pushing forward. She understands the magnitude of this match. She understands where they are right now in this set, that she needs to come up big. See if Zune can come in here and block some balls.
And the service error, 9 now for Nebraska in the match. Yeah, Zune is a natural outside and played outside through club, but looking for depth in the middle there. And so as a freshman here, she's been working a lot at the middle. Last year, it was Aneshka Szabo working a lot of middle for Nebraska. Szabo's moved back to the outside for the Huskers.
It's nice that they have options with players that can play multiple positions.
Well, that's a smart touch by Jazz Sweet to get the kill.
You see Lexi's son was on the right side of the court blocking with Zune over there, and nice play. It's a good touch. It's a good touch play, and that's good things happen when you have positive deflections as a blocker.
Riley Zune got a little excited on the block. That'll bring the crowd to their feet.
And this is a nice play. You see that they're prepared for it this time. Jola had some success with it earlier, and these are the things that we don't have access to. You know, you look at the numbers when they serve a certain player. Do they set a certain player off of that pass? And I think you can make some blocking calls based on that. And I think that's what Nebraska did this time.
Danielle Hart with the kill. Mentioned her success tonight. She now has 9 on 13 swings.
She's hitting 615. Quiet,
Wow.
exceptional night.
Good pass by Sung. Go behind her. Sweet doesn't clear the tape. Hitting error on Nebraska. So once again, Nebraska here in set number 3 started out very hot. We've mentioned 5 kills on their first 7 swings, and now they're down to 3 errors and hitting, well, now below 300. That time, Jazz Sweet managed to navigate the traffic in front of the net.
And you look at the score, and you talk about they had a big lead. Missed a good handful of serves. Where are we at right now? How many serves have they missed this set? 4, 5?
4 or 5, yeah.
And that's the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to serve tougher. Of course, they want to get Wisconsin out of system. Man,
There's another one.
the set's this close, and you're having success in other phases of the game. Sometimes you just have to trust that you're going to be able to transition and score, which they've been doing. So.
Denny, our producer, tells us that's 6 service errors on the night. Or in this set for Nebraska.
Yeah.
10 on the night for the Huskers. What a save.
Wow.
Great job defensively there by the Badgers. Sweet will get a swing at it and put it away.
But these are the big plays that gets Wisconsin out of system, and great hustle over there, and they forced to send a free ball over on this side of the court. Transition, big swing by Sweet. That's a big point right now for them in this third set.
Great decision by Hilly. She got the ball to the hitter that was one-on-one, and no doubt about that.
And she knows, as a setter, as you advance and get better, you know when they serve you down the right side of the court, they don't want you to set the right side hit. That's what they're trying to keep you from doing. And she's like, you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. Does a nice job of that.
Serve just long. Kubik now will serve. Haggerty again. Molly Haggerty now with 11 on the night. 11 kills, 2 errors on 23 swings. Hitting .391. And now the Badgers with back-to-back service errors. It's contagious.
Oh, it is. As a former coach, it's frustrating. I have no dog in this fight, and I don't want to see either one of these teams miss serves. Oh.
We don't ever have a dog in the fight,
Stop.
do we?
No.
So here's the serve by Stivrins. Loberg got a hand on that, just hung long enough to get.
She did.
Yeah.
That ball had I would say, zero spin on it. She kind of clubs this ball. It may have even been heading out. But gotta kill.
11th tie here in set number 3. And the traffic gets in the way of the pass. And it'll be interesting to see if the pattern of sets 1 and 2 follows here in the third. And the pattern has been tight matchup to 20, and all of a sudden the Badgers start to pull away. They're the team that stays more composed in this moment, at least through sets 1 and 2. And the block. Hilly got a hand on that. Sydney Hilly with the block.
She did a nice job of reading this play. Sun came inside, plays this tip, a roll shot that was hit to her. And Hilly sees it, reads it, doesn't even kick to the pin at all. Sun stays inside here. They make a nice play. You see her push down on it, get the block.
Easy,
I know. He just loves to hang out and talk.
I think you're right. Out of the timeout, a tough serve by Retke. Sun was able to get a swing on it. Zune provided the coverage. Sun with another swing. Off the block and just wide. Off the hands of Nicklin Hames, and it's a 4-0 Badger run. Nebraska led this at one point 20-19. So out of the timeout, Badgers continue the run.
And I think Hames is doing the right thing. She wants to set Sun and see if she can score.
Just long on the serve. Back to serve now for Nebraska, Nicklin Hames. Badgers 2 away from the match. At this point, Wisconsin just looking to side out. I think we may have a challenge.
Wisconsin is
Hames still at the service line for Nebraska. Overpass. Push back out. Just in on the back line by Loberg. And the Badgers are a point away from the sweep here in Lincoln.
There's always time. Nebraska, if they can steady out here, get a pass, a couple of side outs, a couple of real points, there is time.
Hilly serves for it. Just wide off the block and out. Point Nebraska. That's match point number 1. Match point number 2 upcoming here for the Badgers. On the slide, and the Badgers have come to Lincoln and knocked